Whiskey fam, sit down, grab a dram, and listen to the soothing sounds of your boy Whiskey One talk some whiskey with you. Now today, we're gonna be tasting and reviewing the Jack Daniel's 14 year. And I wanna give a big shout out to my friend Julian Algarin, who let me borrow this bottle. So this is a loaner. I can't wait to get into this because as a lot of you probably know, this is not an easy bottle to find. In fact, it's ridiculously allocated, but you can find these clearly. You just gotta be lucky enough to get one. And so a lot of times when I go into these types of videos and I know it's gonna be a rare or an exclusive type of limited bottling, I at least wanna share with you guys, like, what can you expect? Should you go out and get something like this? Is it worth the hunt? You know, is it worth the cheddar you're probably gonna have to drop just to get it? And so let's go ahead, jump right into this because I'm very excited for this batch one. So cheers to you guys. If you do have this bottle and you're sipping alongside me watching this, just wanted to know what my thoughts are. Cheers to you. I appreciate it. Some say I do have the best palate north of Iceland. Neither here nor there, but let's go ahead and get to this. This is barrel proof. This is the first ever 14 year. I mean, I guess it has to be, right? Because it's batch one. Needless to say, there's a lot of folks that are Jack Daniel's fans, big fans. I do have plenty of friends that are, and they will grab anything and everything Jack Daniel's. Me personally, I like all whiskey, so I sort of treat most whiskey the same. I don't try to pick favorites, but I do have a few favorites, as some of you already know. But let's go ahead and dive into this. Man, 14 year, I guess let's just call it bourbon. It's not technically bourbon, it's Tennessee whiskey. You know, but I'm gonna call it bourbon. Don't get mad at me, don't hate. But it's not the Tennessee rye, so it's something closer to a bourbon. So let's just do that. Lots of legs, lots of great dark color. This is a burnt orange, really dark amber colored whiskey. I mean, for being 14 years, it better show me some good amount of legs, and it is. I'll be sure to do like a close-up just to see what this is all about with all of you guys. But let's check out the nose, shall we? Woo, banana bread funk. This is Jack Daniel's for sure. A lot of black tea notes. The time spent in the barrel, my God. There's a lot of depth to it. Not just black tea, but a good amount of floral, you know, herbaceousness. It's very fruity too. Good amount of like dark dried cherries. Leathery, complex. You do get that balance of tea, fruitiness, and spice. You get the baking spices there. Good amount of cinnamon, small amount of clove, just a small amount, just enough to be noticeable. Well, yeah, this is like really cinnamon forward on the nose. It's balanced as far as being fruity and spicy. So let's get in for this taste, shall we? Cheers to all you guys watching. Okay. Wow. It drinks well below 63. I would say this drinks a little closer to 50 to 55. So it's not really hot, but it is warming. It gives you a good Tennessee hug. I'm gonna give it a little sip. Wow. You know, for 14 year, it doesn't have like a very harsh oak presence. So for some of you guys that may not yet get into some of the like 10, 12, 14 year and beyond bourbons, they can be oaky at times. Some can be a little over oaked, in my opinion. And the oak tannins just become like this dryish, harsh thing that you just kind of have to endure. You just kind of get through it and smile, right? But this is not that. For a 14-year, my goodness, you taste the depth, the complexity of it. I really like what's happening so far. On the taste, a lot of the black tea notes, the baking spices are very balanced. Man, this makes me want to be spoiled in a way. So as a whiskey hunter, bourbon hunter, you're gonna want to get this bottle. So I'm just gonna start by saying you should chase after this. Very mature, very balanced, and like I said, for being 63%, man, wow, this could be dangerously good for you. Yeah, I mean, as far as overall flavors, the fruitiness still stands out. It's got a moderate finish. I'm gonna go back to it one more time to kind of get a little bit more into the finish. I just wanted to breathe a little bit because it does have this like warming presence. I mean, it should for being this strong. But yeah, very balanced. It's not a one-trick pony. Sometimes some of these bottles that are really high up there in age can be, like I said, overly oaked, and all you really get is that oak influence. So let me have one more sip and let me really dive into this. Yeah, heavy with spice, leather. There's this white pepper note that's kind of shining through a little bit. Like I said, the baking spices really start to evolve on you with every sip, but it's not hot. I love that. I really love that this is not hot. And you know, some of the earlier Jack Daniel's 10 and 12-year releases, they were bottled much lower in proof. Wow. I feel like if I was going to chase one of these bottles, I think the 14-year might be the one that I do that with. Now, MSRP is going to be at least $200 or more. If you do get it for less than that, I would get this bottle. I would. I feel like for the collectors out there, this is the bottle that you definitely want to chase after. After all, I mean, it is Jack Daniel's. They know what they're doing and they're putting out a solid product. But you know, sometimes these big brands put out something with an age statement. They know it's going to sell and then it just doesn't do it for you. This is not going to be that. This is going to be a banger. Wow. Like the flavor and the finish is really long. It persists. The spiciness of it, even the fruitiness and those fruit aromas just kind of like peak out a little bit. They come back. There's a good amount of orchard fruits too. So it's not just cherries, but the cherry is like the first thing you notice on this. Oh man, let me take another sip. It is that good. Full-bodied. I want to emphasize how balanced this is. So not just spicy. Banana, nut bread comes right back. It's the dominant thing that sort of always seems to persist on a Jack Daniel's. I really like that. Winter spices also start to show up. You know, I like to say, if you get closer to the fall and the winter months, what tends to happen is they have these like pine cones, these scented pine cones at the, closer to the register. A lot of cinnamon, a lot of clove, a lot of mint starts to show up and you're like, what is that? And that's what this is. There's a good amount of mint here too. So menthol showing up for sure, especially on the taste. Not so much on the nose. Felt like it was a little weak on the nose, but yeah, man, this is great. Now, it should come as no surprise that, in my humble opinion, I feel like this definitely speaks most to the whiskey connoisseur. 100%. For all the reasons that I mentioned above, the MSRP is not going to be light to your wallet. You're gonna have to fork over some cheddar. But the mere fact that it's exclusive, it's a limited release, I think the connoisseur is going to be the folks, that really goes for this type of bottle. It's just kind of a no-brainer. I think if you're new to whiskey and you're just like trying to learn about it, yeah, you're probably going to hunt for it, but I don't know that you will appreciate it just as much as, say, like a connoisseur. Now, here's what I want to say, because I have a few friends that have told me that they have bottles like this and they just collect dust. They just collect them. They don't want to get into them because they need maybe a backup bottle. Dare I say I'm guilty of that, but I want to emphasize something real quick. If you get this bottle, do not wait to open it. I really feel you should enjoy it, you should appreciate it, and get into this. I certainly think you'd be doing yourself a bit of disservice by getting this bottle and then not opening it. Do not let this one collect dust. So, for all you guys watching, thank you for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Consider liking, subscribing, become a Patreon. I would really appreciate your support. I mean, becoming a Patreon is like one of the best things you can do to support. But we have a 6-year anniversary coming up in October. Probably around the middle of October is when we're going to celebrate. So if you do become a Patreon, you will be invited to this exclusive tasting. I really want my fam to be there, so I hope to see you there. All right, folks, so if you stuck around this long, thank you. And don't forget, here at Whiskey One, it's about the one you enjoy. Cheers.